we have some news to talk about. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? We are live and we have some news to talk about today. ASAP, first one in the chat, Kenny, Daniel, Sheldon, Khalil, Gaming Dad, DT, Thomas, Tony. Let's turn up. What's up, everybody coming into the stream? I need everybody coming into the stream to give the stream a big what? Thumbs up. Give the stream a big thumbs up. What's up, everybody? Matic, what's up, my guy? I hope you're still killing it on 2K. What's up, everybody coming into the chat? We got some news you can use. All right, we're at 6 likes. Let's get it to 20 likes real quick. 14 people. We just started the stream. Before we get started, we will be giving away a Switch 2 console to a lucky subscriber. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's going to be lit. It's going to be amazing. And if you want to join a dope Nintendo Switch gaming community, become a member of the OGC, get into our private gaming Discord, you get to game with your boy, you get on my Switch friend list. It's just a fun time. We have prize tournaments, everything. All right. Let's go. Like and subscribe. We need the little girl to say it. Khalil, she's at her dance practice. So she's at dance. So she's not home. So make sure you like and subscribe. All right. We have dope news. The first news item. We got a couple of news items to go over. But the first one is pretty crazy. The story continues to evolve. Yesterday, we know that the Switch 2 experience tickets, the emails went out. If you got in or if you didn't, some people are upset, some people are happy that they got in. But now the tickets are being sold on eBay. And so this is just the first news item. We got a couple of news items to talk about. But this is coming from NintendoLife.com. Multiple places are talking about it. Of course, Nintendo Switch 2 experience tickets are being listed on eBay. And the subtitle is, you know they're non-transferable, right? Yeah, so they're non-transferable. So it's interesting to see if people are just going to blindly pick them up and realize, I don't know how Nintendo is going to be able to check. Show me your Nintendo account, how they're going to tie it to an individual. They're non-transferable, but they're still being listed on eBay. We really should have seen this coming, but as reported by our pals over at VGC, tickets for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 experience hands-on event are being listed on eBay. With Nintendo providing confirmation to prospective attendees over the last couple of days, it's become clear that those who have been unsuccessful in their application far outweigh those who have been successful. Like I was saying, you're going to have potentially millions of people trying to get to an event where Nintendo only got thousands of slots available. So of course the demand is going to far outweigh the availability. All right. Naturally then, a few people have decided that instead of attending themselves and getting hands-on time with Nintendo's new console, they're attempting to bag a cool chunk of cash by listing the tickets on eBay for purchase. At the time of writing, a ticket for Milan because this is a European outlet. It's currently available for either a minimum bid of $80 euros or a buy it now price of 300 euros. That's like 320. That's about 300 or a little less. But according to VGC, many listings have been removed. The problem with this thing is we're gonna go to eBay in a second. Is that Nintendo itself has explicitly stated that Switch 2 experience tickets are non-transferable. So it seems unlikely in our eyes that any potential eBay sale would actually result in the buyer attending the event. How is Nintendo going to check this though? What stopgap measures does Nintendo have in place to where if I buy a ticket, I didn't get a ticket. So if I buy one off of eBay, what is Nintendo gonna do? Did I have to type in my real name when I submitted my ticket? So maybe you're gonna have to show an ID with the ticket. I don't know. The event kicks off in New York and Paris on April 4th. Let me go to eBay real quick. What's up, everybody coming into the stream? Give the stream a thumbs up. We're at 11 likes, 9 people. Let's get it to 20 likes real quick. eBay. Let me go to ebay.com. I haven't been on eBay in a minute, bro. I just realized that. Nintendo Experience tickets. Nintendo Switch 2. Let me type it in. Let me show y'all. Switch 2 experience tickets. I'm going to show y'all. Nope. Online membership. They don't have the Switch 2 experience tickets. Not in the US. eBay might have took them down. Must be just going on in Europe. Nintendo Switch 2 tickets. Let me just put Switch 2 tickets. Oh, no, they're there. All right, we searched a Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on event ticket in Dallas for $40. $40, zero bids right now, 5 days left. I almost want to say, let's track this so we can see how it goes. Let me see, are there any more? No, they got the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All right. No, yep. So it is listed. I'm on eBay now. I see one listed for $40. It's being listed for $40 and it's brand new. If I were you, I wouldn't buy it because they're non-transferable. So I'm sure Nintendo's gonna have a way to stop y'all from entering with a ticket that they didn't issue to the account holder. So it is what it is. Let's keep this thing going, bruh. Nintendo Switch 2 price rumor could be the most exciting thing about the new console, but what impact could tariffs have? This is coming from tomsguide.com. I don't know if we reported on this price information before, but this is an all new article just published 2 hours ago. I'm going to share my thoughts and we'll go from there. You can't even click on it. Yeah, scalpers are everywhere, bro. That's why Nintendo's doing their best to try to have ample Switch 2 supply of the actual consoles. Because if there's a shortage, oh my goodness, those Switch 2 consoles are going to be selling for $1,000 on eBay. But I think that's one of the reasons why Nintendo has been delaying. They're ramping up supply production. Two reasons why, and I've always said this: console supply and games at launch. Nintendo wants to make sure that there's a robust launch lineup, and two, there's enough systems flooded on the market to where scalpers can't take advantage of the situation, because that's the worst thing in the world, bro, to the system to be sold out. And here's the thing, I think it's still gonna sell out. It still might sell out, but hopefully Nintendo has enough consoles out there in the wild to where we don't have to worry about a scalping problem. All right, even after Nintendo officially revealed the Switch 2 earlier this month, We're still getting leaks about the upcoming console on a nearly weekly basis. Of course, since Nintendo didn't actually unveil anything specific about the Switch 2 or online new games, you can imagine why the leaks are still coming ahead of a potential April debut. So price leaks are still coming. That's also true of the Switch 2 price, which remains a mystery even after Nintendo confirmed the new version. However, a new leak this week might be all the reason we need to buy the sequel console on day one. Spotted by our friends at Laptop Magazine, Italian retailer gamesandmovies.it, its Nintendo Switch 2 page has a pre-order price of 364 euros, and this is why this is interesting. When I read this article, this is all new information because of what they're doing with that price. Check this out: 364 euro. A quick USD to euro exchange calculator reveals a price of around $380. Now, different regions can see different price points, but this suggests that the Switch 2 could cost around $399. That's close to a $400 price point, which I keep saying is the sweet spot. For what it's worth, the original Switch cost $299, while the Switch OLED was $439. They have the numbers wrong. $349. Switch OLED was not $439. The article's wrong. It would be noted that clicking, now this is what's interesting, clicking more info on the retailer site reads, by pre-ordering it now, you can guarantee the discounted price. Check this out. This means if you pre-order at this European retailer at this price, let's say Nintendo announces the Switch 2 is going to be $450, $500, way over what we expected. You're able to lock in. They're guaranteeing this price. Now, I would only do this if you're in Europe and you're comfortable with this retailer. If you're in the US, I still say wait for the major chains: Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, Target. That's to pre-order. All right. So if you, by pre-ordering it now at this retailer, you can guarantee the discounted price. This appears to be the same message on every pre-order from the Italian site, which means that the 360 euro price shown might not be the actual launch price for the Switch 2. It could mean the retailer is guaranteeing a price lock for pre-orders. That's pretty smart. They're trying to get ahead of everyone else and lock in pre-orders at their store. Now, I'm sure other retailers would want to do this, but they're probably like Nintendo is telling them you can't start pre-orders yet. And so they're all waiting. Notice you can't pre-order the Switch 2 anywhere. You can't even do a placeholder price. Like just pre-order your Switch for $50 at GameStop right now. None of the retailers are doing that, and it's because Nintendo's like, wait until April. April's going to be lit, but I think we might not even have to wait for April for Nintendo news. February, Nintendo Direct, rumored to be coming. So that's going to be focused on the Switch 1, which is great. I want Switch 1 games and information while we still wait for the Switch 2, because we still got a while to go. All right. Here we go. Previous leaks have claimed that the Switch 2 will launch closer to $450 or $500. The higher end price is probably a bundle price, likely with a new Mario Kart game teased during the announcement. That's true. So if they, here's my thing, $400 without a game, $450 with a Mario Kart bundle. Because you got to give an incentive to get the bundle, because the games are probably going to be $70. Maybe it's going to be a bundle. Maybe it could be $500 for a limited edition, and it's going to be a custom Switch. I would do that. If it's a custom, if it's a custom Switch, then that would be worth that price point. But Switch 2 price leaks continue to come out, And retailers are going to get the actual price more than likely before the mass market, just so that they can make preparations on their end and get their stock allocations right. Man, I can't believe February is the Switch 1 swan song. What a ride it has been. Kaleem, the Switch is probably going to go down as the greatest console of all time in my eyes. Just objectively speaking. With nostalgia, Super Nintendo is always going to have it for me, no matter what Nintendo does. Nintendo could have a new Mario game every year for the Switch 2. I'm going to still say Super Nintendo. But objectively, if you just look at objectively, because if you look objectively, we have a Super Nintendo inside of the Switch. The Super Nintendo library is inside of the Switch console. So Nintendo just hit it out the ballpark. And from launch all the way to the end, through probably even the launch of the Switch 2, we're going to continue to get first-party releases for the Switch 1. And that's unheard of, bro. Because Nintendo, they're notorious for when a new console comes out, they drop the old console like dead weight, bro. Especially if the other console takes off. But we know at least the minimum Pokemon Legends AZ will be on the Switch. And that's going to be well into the Switch 2 out on the market. So Nintendo just did a phenomenal job with the Switch. We're at 21 likes. 9 people give the stream a thumbs up. Let's crush 30 likes. And we have another one. Another news item. And this one's pretty interesting. Could Microsoft's Master Chief be ready to join the next Super Smash Brothers if it gets announced for the Switch 2? And I have to say at this point, Master Chief is almost a sure lock-in as a Smash character in the next Smash Brothers game. Especially after what Phil Spencer just said. Phil Spencer just came out and said, we are definitely, Jerome, just subscribe to the channel. You just got in the running for a Switch 2 console giveaway. Shout out to Jerome for subscribing to the channel. And shout out to my guy Kaleem, who's in the chat right now, who will be sponsoring the giveaway. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. But Halo and Smash, who would have thought? But here's the thing. We got Sonic in Smash. And for those of you who grew up during the 16-bit era, and you know how toxic the Genesis and Super Nintendo commercials were towards each other, especially Genesis. Genesis was like not holding anything back. And so I really do think, so before we even get into that Halo coming to Smash article, we got to go to this one, analyticsinsight.net. Microsoft expands support for Nintendo Switch 2, bringing more Xbox exclusives to the platform. We talked about how Phil Spencer, he's already come out and confirmed we're bringing our games to the Switch 2, but this gives more insight. Microsoft pledges support for the Switch 2, opening the door for Xbox exclusives. Microsoft is strengthening its partnership with Nintendo, announcing strong support for the upcoming Switch 2. Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft, highlighted the company's commitment to expanding game accessibility across all platforms, marking a shift towards greater cross-platform releases. With past Xbox exclusives like Ori, Pentiment, and Grounded already on the Switch. And this is what we have to realize. Microsoft's already been doing it. All the way back years ago, Ori came out on the Switch. I had that on the Switch. Great game. Loved it. One of my favorite 2D top 10 goated platformers. Ori was just good, bro. And so Ori was on the Switch. Pentiment didn't play. Grounded didn't play. But my point is, Xbox games, Xbox exclusives are already on the Switch. Fans are eagerly awaiting which major Xbox titles will make their way to the Switch 2, further enhancing the gaming experiences for all players. I'm telling y'all, Halo Master Chief Collection is the perfect first big Switch 2 announcement. Just think about this. We're watching the April Direct, and you know there's going to be a third-party segment. There's going to be time out where Nintendo gives time for third-party games to shine. The screen goes black, and then a Halo Master Chief's helmet appears on the screen. That's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. If Halo is announced at the April Direct, Switch 2 Direct, internet's going to go crazy. Spencer stressed at Microsoft that the company aimed to expand gaming accessibility on all platforms. The company wants to expand its title portfolio across multiple platforms because it has already released past Xbox exclusives as Switch titles. I already mentioned that. No, it says it again. Already painted and grounded. Microsoft's gaming ecosystem expansion strategy now includes supporting different platforms, which works with their vision of reaching beyond Xbox machines. Yeah, some of y'all have seen that commercial. Xbox latest advertisement is, this is an Xbox, that's an Xbox, this is an Xbox. Everything is an Xbox. Crazy. We're at 29 likes. One more person give the stream a thumbs up. We're going to crush 30 likes. Various stakeholders in the gaming industry express intense anticipation about Xbox game expansion possibilities on the upcoming Switch 2. New details about particular titles transitioning from Xbox to Nintendo's platform remain undisclosed, though fans speculate which Xbox exclusives could make the move. Major Microsoft-owned franchises seem destined to appear on the Switch 2 in the future, thus making the partnership between the two gaming companies stronger. Nintendo's successful image and securing outside development relationships have proved vital for maintaining its enduring business growth. Microsoft marks a new step toward increasing cross-platform releases after officially supporting the Switch 2 platform. Though the strategy, Microsoft raises the exposure of its game to new audiences without compromising their reliance on Nintendo's powerful market position. Major gaming companies present a new direction in the industry by establishing joint partnerships. Shout out to ASAP with the $5 super chat. He says OG Switch is not only going down as best-selling console of all time, but it's also the dopest console ever, just from a hardware perspective. ASAP. There's truth to that, bro. Hey, big facts. Big facts, ASAP. I need somebody to type ASAP in the chat. This is why I say big facts, ASAP. The other day, I was looking at my NES. Let me get my NES to show y'all why what you say is so true, ASAP. All right. The other day, I was looking at my NES. Shout out to the NES, bro. One of the gaming goats, bro. This console is one of the greatest of all time. Chariot Man types ASAP. Bowsette ASAP. Neil ASAP. Big Man version types ASAP. Bro, just holding this console, so many memories, bro. Switching it between channel 3 and channel 4. All right, but this console is so good. And I was just watching, I just had my Switch in my hand the other day, and I was like, look at how thin this is, bro. We used to this used to be our gaming. Even looking at a PS5 and how big those consoles are, look at what we're gaming on right now. And this engineering marvel, how thin this is, We're playing all of our console games on this now. The Switch, what Nintendo pulled off just with the disconnecting Joy-Cons, innovative, bro. And a lot of people are like, oh, the Switch 2, they're not innovating. The Switch is such an innovative piece of technology already, bro. With the Switch 2, the creativity's already there. And so, facts, the Switch could go down as, it's getting there as one of my favorite consoles of all time. Definitely top 5. In no specific order, my top 5 favorite consoles of all time. Super Nintendo, NES, Nintendo 64, Switch, and the GameCube. Top 5 goated consoles for me. For me, everybody has their opinions. You get some people throw PlayStation 2 in there. My PlayStation 2 is just I just play college football on my PlayStation 2. PlayStation 4 is great. Sony consoles are all. PlayStation 1 was good. I just remember playing Tekken 3 on my PlayStation 1, but I enjoyed it. But whenever I played the Nintendo first party games, they were just on another level for me. But the Switch is going up there as probably the greatest of all time. If I had to do a greatest of, I can't dethrone the Super Nintendo. It's just something about me. The Super Nintendo is just it. I think I'm tying it with just memories as a kid. But objectively, if I had to objectively think of the greatest consoles of all time, for me, the Switch would be number 1. It would be. Number 2, Super Nintendo. 3, for me, it's still the NES. Still the NES. It's still this bad boy right here. Punch out, Tecmo Bowl. 3, NES. 4, Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 is the most important console of all time, but just as gaming and enjoyability for me, N64, bro. Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, come on, bro. And number 5, GameCube. I love my GameCube, bro. Double Dash, Wind Waker, Mario Sunshine. GameCube was fire, bro. And Melee, even though I never was big on Smash until Smash on the Wii, and Smash on the Wii was probably the worst Smash. When I say worst Smash game, doesn't mean it's a bad Smash game. Smash on the Wii was regarded by Smash fans. Many Smash fans regard Smash on the Wii so casual with the slipping, and it was slower. A lot of the players felt more floaty, but that's the Smash game that got me into Smash, bro. Subspace Emissary, was that Melee? Because I did play that Subspace Emissary. Huh? That was on the Wii? Yeah. Okay, that's why. My son is saying Subspace Emissary was on the Wii. That's probably why. And that Subspace Emissary got me hooked into it. And I was like, you know what? Let's play the fighting part. And I played the fighting part too. I liked it. So I kept playing it. All right. Nobody in the chat wants my Ganon, bro. I'm not like a Smash pro or anything, but I hold my own with Ganon, bro. Do you play NBA 2025 on the Switch? TJ, I do. I haven't been on 2K25 in a minute, but yeah, I probably played on the Switch. All right. So, Halo on the Switch is going to be huge. I can't emphasize how epic that's going to be. Shout out to everybody coming into the stream. We're at 35 likes. 5 people give the stream a thumbs up. Let's crush 40 likes right now. And so this brings me back to what I was saying in this article. Could Microsoft's Master Chief be in the next Super Smash Brothers game? I have to say it's almost a sure lock-in. If Halo comes to the Switch 2, Master Chief is definitely gonna be in Super Smash Brothers, bro. Knows some Nintendo history. You're teaching him well, but yeah. My son, Joshua of all my kids, like he likes like those Nintendo videos, and like he likes to play Super Mario Maker. Like that's his game. And so yeah, he knows some of this stuff. All right, Nintendo's here. We already got that. It just so happened, the article says, that Masahiro Sakurai has been working on a secret game project. This is coming from eventshub.com. Since April 2022. Since 2022. 3 years now. Masahiro Sakurai, he has been working on a secret game project. I'm still saying it's Smash. He apparently whipped up the proposal for this project at lightning speed back in July 2021, when he was still juggling development of Kazuya and Sora DLC. Maybe this is separate from Smash. Based on the timing of everything, it seems extremely likely that Sakurai's upcoming game will be for the Switch 2. Michon with the $10 super chat. My guy Michon, shout out to Michon. He says, first I need everybody in the chat to type Michon, bro, for showing your boy some love. Appreciate it, bro. He says, what are your thoughts on Microsoft going full multi-platform and Sony possibly doing the same thing with PlayStation and exclusives being a thing of the past in your opinion? Obi-Wan. First, I'm going to type thanks, Michon. First, I'm going to say thanks, Michon. And I need somebody in the chat to type Michon. But let me reply to that right there. $10 super chat. Appreciate it, bro. My thoughts. Microsoft going full multi-platform. I think they had no choice. Phil Spencer, and I just, did I share that quote on Twitter or did I like it or something? But Phil Spencer, this is a direct quote. Let me get this loading up. Let me see if I retweeted this quote. Yeah, this is what Phil Spencer said, bro. He said, and I quote, "To keep games off of other platforms is not a path for us." You know what that means? He's saying we didn't have a choice. It doesn't work for us. Phil Spencer has come out and said exclusives do not work for us. Meaning exclusives doesn't cause gamers to go out and buy more Xbox consoles. And our exclusives don't sell well enough just on our platforms to warrant keeping them on our Xbox by themselves. So, Microsoft going full platform, they had no choice. They had no choice. If they're spending, and development costs are so expensive right now, Xbox is you're spending probably hundreds of millions of dollars to make a game, develop a game, and then it sells only 2 million. They have to put it on as many platforms as possible so they could bring back that revenue and that market. So they had no choice. Sony possibly doing the same thing. Sony has been testing the water more recently with putting their exclusives on PC. About a year or two afterwards, Sony puts their exclusives on PCs, and I think it's a double-edged sword. You get more revenue into your company, meaning you make more money for PlayStation because more people are buying your games. Short term, you gain more money. But in the long term, if you're still trying to promote your brand and cause gamers to come into your brand and your ecosystem, Having exclusives where this is the only place where you can play it helps in the long term. What I mean by, if Sony is still in the business of we want to sell as many PlayStation 5s, PlayStation 6 as possible, having the most exclusives, meaning in order to play this latest and greatest game, I have to pick up your console to play it. That's where they have to go. Now, Sony could be in the same or getting into the same boat as Xbox, where it's not making business sense. At the end of the day, the exclusives have to make business sense. Where Sony's probably looking at, man, these games are costing so much to make. Chris M, just subscribed to the channel. You just got in the running for a Switch 2 console giveaway. My guy, Chris. So we're doing a Switch 2 console giveaway for our subscribers. So, Sony is saying, we just spent all this money to make this game, and it flopped. Concord comes to mind. That live service game, from everything that I'm hearing, it flopped. I don't keep up with it. I don't keep up with Sony exclusives. But development costs are getting more and more expensive. And if you're not selling, you're not making money, they have no choice. It's not whether or not they want to do it. I'm sure Xbox wanted to keep Halo exclusive to their platform. I'm sure PlayStation wants to keep as many exclusives exclusive to their platform as possible. But if they're not selling well enough, they don't have a choice. Them investors are like, nah, bro, we're not going to continue investing in your company if we don't see a return in our investment. So they have to do it. This brings me to Nintendo. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 64 million as an exclusive. Nintendo is not nowhere close to in the same boat as Xbox and PlayStation. My case in point, Astrobot was last year's Game of the Year. Let me search Astrobot lifetime sales. What was the name of the Astrobot game on PS5? Was it just called Astrobot? No, this can't be right. Oh, this was back in 2024. But that's still low. Bro, look at this. As of November, when did Astrobot release? Because that's low if that's right. Astrobot release date. All right, it came out in September 2024. All right, so that's, I'm sure it sold more than that. By November, so in 2 months, it sold 1.5 million. So that's low. Its first 2 months on the market, Astrobot sold only 1.5 million. That is horrible. 1.5 million, because you get the bulk of your sales your first 2 months. So it's probably around 2, maybe, I'm going to be generous. And let's say it's at 3 million right now, which I doubt. I don't even think it's at 3 million. I think it's at 2 million. That's low. And so to keep that only, and the only place you can play it right now is if you have a PlayStation. If they put that on PC, bro, if Astrobot were to go on a Switch, that'd be at least 10 million. I think it'll sell at least 10 million, easy. My point is, Nintendo exclusives sell. And this last generation with the Switch, record-breaking numbers for every single Switch exclusive. That's why, back to Michonne's question of, okay. Yeah, I set an alarm. I don't know why. Where was his question? What thoughts and exclusives being a thing of the past, in your opinion? I think exclusives are a thing of the past for Microsoft and PlayStation. I don't ever think Nintendo's going to go multi-plat with their first party output. I think Nintendo, definitely of the all three consoles, Nintendo would be the last company to go multi-platform. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. I don't ever, actually, even in my lifetime, I don't ever see Mario being played on PlayStation. I don't ever in my lifetime foresee Mario Kart being played on an Xbox console. I can see, well, we're right about to see Halo on the Switch 2. I can even see, and I know people are like, no way. I can even see a day where Last of Us, the first Last of Us, is on the Switch 2. That could be possible. But I don't see it the other way around. I think Nintendo has just done such a good job of building up their fan base. A lot of people say, like PlayStation fan, Nintendo has probably the most loyal fan base, bro. The most committed, I would say, fan base. When a Nintendo exclusive drops, bro, we're picking it up. We're going to buy it. It's going to sell in the multi-millions. Mario Kart 9, guaranteed at least 20 million. The lifetime of the Switch 2, guaranteed at least 20 million. And that's lowballing it. The next 3D Mario, guaranteed at least 10 million. And for Xbox and PlayStation, that's super high for an exclusive. But that's lowballing it. Nintendo exclusives just sell phenomenally. And I just don't ever see things changing anytime soon. Shout out to Michonne for the $10 super chat. Yeah, shout out to the homie. All right, we got one more, another news item to talk about. I thought that this was interesting. This is coming from howtogeek.com. If the Switch 2 screen isn't an OLED, that's actually fine, says the article title. And I have to wholeheartedly agree. Nintendo Switch 2 may not have an OLED screen at launch. LCD panels today have better color, contrast, refresh rates than when the original Switch launched. Keep your OLED Switch for certain games, the article continues, just some of the points. But this is one thing we have to realize. People are like, oh man, will the Switch launch with the LCD screen? LCD technology in 2025 is not the same as LCD technology in 2017. The LCD screen on the Switch 2 probably is going to look, well, it's going to definitely look better than the OLED Switch model, just because the resolution of the games is going to be better. The power of the system is going to be better. But the actual screen technology might even be better. And so I'm perfectly fine with the Switch 2 launching with an LCD screen. I don't even know why that's really debatable. Because we know Nintendo, I can't remember a handheld where Nintendo didn't have a mid-gen refresh with better screen output. All the way back from the Game Boy. You had the Game Boy, then you had, what was it, the Game Boy Light, where the back panel, the light on the Game Boy screen was just better, where you could see the image better. Game Boy Advance eventually came out with a better screen. The most notable was the Nintendo DS. Shout out to everybody coming into the stream. We're at 45 likes. Let's get the stream to 50 likes right now. When the DS Lite dropped, that's when I actually picked up a DS. I didn't pick up a Nintendo DS at launch. when that DS Lite dropped, oh my goodness, you saw a big improvement with the screen quality. And that's really when the DS took off into the stratosphere. The Switch has not outsold the DS yet. We're talking about the Switch passing the PS2. It still has to pass the DS. Bro, Nintendo DS lifetime sales. What's the DS lifetime sales? Nintendo DS? Don't sleep on the DS. DS was fire, bro. Nintendo DS lifetime sales. Lifetime sales of the DS is at 154 million, bro. That should be the best-selling console of all time. Sony moved the goalposts. They changed their numbers. But the DS, that screen improvement, game-changing. 3DS, we ended up with a 3DS XL. Larger screen, better screen. And with the Switch, we had the Switch and then the Switch OLED. Better screen. I'm just telling y'all right now, when we buy a Switch, but here's the thing. With the Switch, even though the Switch OLED had a better screen, I never once looked back at my Switch screen and was like, man, I regret buying this. The launch Switch screen in handheld mode is still fantastic. And so I say that to say, when we pick up our Switch 2 consoles at launch, you'll still be good for the entire generation. You will not need to, you're not going to need to upgrade your Switch. Now, for a gaming enthusiast that just buy every new, like me, I'm going to buy the upgraded Switch screen. But the original Switch screen is still good when I go back and look at it. And so I already know whatever we get at launch for the Switch 2, you're going to be good with the quality of that screen throughout this entire generation. 8, 9 years, however long Nintendo goes with this generation. But they are going to come out with better screens. Nintendo does that every generation. All right. With magnifier, bro, thugs, I remember that. The Game Boy with the magnifier attachment, so everything is larger. Nintendo used to get us, bro. Wait, they says it's unresponsive. Unresponsive? Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. A new generation of Nintendo consoles is releasing in 2025. And speculation is rife about this device, which has only a few confirmed details. A big question on everyone's lips is whether the new Switch will debut with an OLED screen. And I keep saying LCD. Nintendo has not said what kind of screen it's going to be. It could be an OLED screen at the end of the day. We don't know. But if it doesn't, that's no big deal. Rumor has it, this article keeps on, has it, there's no OLED at launch. You see plenty of folks online talk about the Switch 2 screen being an LCD model as if it's a done deal. The truth, however, is that as I write this, no one knows what screen technology will be in the launch model of the Switch 2. Nintendo has said nothing to confirm or deny the speculation, and it's all based on leaks. That's right. Has there been a leak that said LCD? I know we've had and the leaks have been accurate. So at this point, if a leak says it's going to be LCD, it's probably going to be LCD. Isn't it the same screen as the PS Portal? Or if it is, isn't the PS Portal LCD? So it probably is. All right. It continues. It says, I'm not going to comment on whether these leaks or rumors have any merit to them, but if it happens that the new Switch has an LCD and not an OLED panel, I really don't think it's a reason to skip it. LCDs have come a long way since the OG Switch, as I said. I think one of the big reasons people may not be happy with the idea that the Switch 2 isn't packing an OLED comes down to how awful the LCD is on the original Switch, which I don't think it's awful. Like I turn on my Switch, it's still good. It's not just a bad LCD with poor color and viewing angles today. Oh, maybe the viewing angles when you're outside. It has a bad LCD panel when the Switch launched. Of course, Nintendo had to keep the price of the console reasonable, and it did the job, but it was not pleasant to look at. I still have my launch Switch, which I passed down to my wife when I got my OLED model, and the stark difference in quality between the two is shocking. Now, I love my OLED. The thing is, even bad LCD panels today are far better than what we saw on the original Switch. And modern IPS panels look legitimately amazing. And that's what I'm saying. That technology has improved so much in the past decade with LCD panels. Putting the IPS panel in my Lenovo Legion Go next to my Switch OLED, the OLED definitely has the edge in color and contrast, but the gap isn't significant, and I'd certainly fail to notice any issues if they weren't side by side. The photograph doesn't do justice. All right, I don't see, there's not a photograph up, it didn't load. VRR, high refresh and better resolutions matter too. The color contrast and responsiveness advantages of OLED technology is real, but LCD panels can be imbued with plenty of tricks too. If Nintendo implements VRR, variable refresh rate technology in the Switch 2's display, it would be a massive boon to playability. Likewise, I would be shocked if it wasn't at least a 120 hertz panel. No, I don't think so. 120 refresh rate for Nintendo, 120 frames, ain't happening. I'm banking on 60 hertz panel. It's going to be a 60 hertz panel. Just trust me, bro. Nintendo trying to balance price too, and 60 frames, 60 refresh rate on a handheld is going to be beautiful. We also don't know yet what the resolution of the panel will be, but if it is a 1080p panel, then it's still a notable upgrade compared to the 720 panel in the OLED Switch. And that's what I'm saying. I almost feel like it has to be 1080p. If I had to trade my OLED Switch for a modern LCD model with VRR, high refresh rates, and a higher resolution, I think that would be an overall upgrade and one worth having. All right. You can always keep your OLED Switch 2. Assuming I can actually get one, I plan on buying a Switch 2. Don't say that assuming you can actually get one. Don't talk like it's going to be hard to get. Shout out to everyone coming to the stream. We're at 51 likes. 9 people give the stream a thumbs up. Let's crush 60 likes right now. But I do not plan on selling my OLED Switch if the Switch 2's an LCD model. There are some games, such as Cuphead and Ori and the Blind Forest, that won't run any better on a more powerful handheld and benefit from OLED technology thanks to their Lush 2D. I beg to differ. If those games are at a higher resolution and there are more like graphical effects actually in the development of those games that can be added to the Switch 2, like I get Cuphead maybe, but Ori, there's some visual flair that the Switch 2 could possibly benefit from. So he says, so for me, there's room for my OLED Switch and Switch 2s to coexist. Some game would still be better to play on the original machine. Besides, we do know that the Switch 2 will be quite a bit larger than the OLED Switch, and big handhelds are certainly the trend now. So I think the smaller Switch OLED might end up traveling with me while the Switch 2 stays at home. No way. My Switch 2 is going with me everywhere I go, bro. All right. So those are the news items for today's stream. Are you going to sell your Nintendo Switch 2 experience ticket on eBay? Will you be gullible enough to buy one even though Nintendo says they're non-transferable? Sound off in the comment section below. I want to know. But before you go, bro, click that subscribe button. Stay up to date. All things Nintendo. We out. Peace. Why isn't my intro working? There it is.